Hi guys, welcome back to the Mighty Blues, welcome back to the channel. I know it's been a little while since I last sat down and did a video or a live stream or any form of content, and there will be a video over the next few days or so explaining why that is and just giving a little bit more of an explanation as to where I want to go with the channel and why I've been a little bit absent for the last month or so. But I just wanted to come on today before we talk about any of that and speak about the incredibly devastating, heartbreaking news that we all got this morning regarding the passing of Kevin Campbell. I was sort of humming and hawing as to whether to do a video on this or not, and I was sat downstairs on the couch before, and I was thinking to myself, do you know what? I've had a month of not really doing much content and sort of enjoying not really having to worry about Everton and not really having to wake up every day thinking about what the future of the football club is. I've just had a rest and a reset really, and I've not really had a massive motivation to do many videos over the last few weeks because I think I've needed that reset. And the second I got the news today, it absolutely hit me, and I'm sure I'm not alone when I say this, but it hit me like a ton of bricks. And Kev was not only an absolutely incredible footballer, not only an absolute legend to Everton Football Club for everything that he did in 1999, but he was also an incredible human being as well. Kev joined Everton just a year after I was born, so obviously I was very, very young at the time and too young to really remember any sort of memories of him playing and what he did for our football club firsthand. But I'm now old enough to have understood exactly what he did, when he came to the football club at a time where we looked down and out, a time where we didn't seem to have any hope whatsoever, and he signed, and from that January onwards, he was the reason why Everton stayed in the Premier League. He saved us. He come in at a time when we needed him. We prayed for him, and he come in and he absolutely delivered. But it's not only that makes Kev special to Everton. It wasn't only that made the fans, adore him and think about him in such a positive light. To come into our football club and drag us almost single-handedly out of the dirt and keep us as a Premier League club. Who knows where we would have been or where we would be today if Kev wasn't able to do that in sort of 99. But it wasn't just that, it was everything about him. It was the way he carried himself, it was the way he presented himself. He spoke about Everton numerous times over the years, obviously, as I've grown up. As I said, although I didn't get to see him in person, although I didn't get to see him live, as a footballer, I saw him many a times on TV, always talking positively about Everton, always, having positive things to say. And Kev was one of the only former Everton players over the course of the last couple of years or so, when it's been difficult and when it's been tough and when we've really struggled as fans to keep the motivation going because of how many things have gone wrong and how many things have happened on and off the pitch. Kev was one of the only sort of former players and Evertonians to come out and to constantly remind us that we're a special football club, to constantly remind us that we're a special fan base, and to constantly remind us that we will get through it. I spoke to Kev a couple of times for our channel, and he was always so welcoming, he was always so warm, he treated me with so much respect for somebody he'd never met before. I was a young 20-odd-year-old kid when I first interviewed Kev. I dropped him a message on Twitter and he said, yeah, let's jump on, let's do something. And sometimes when you have those types of conversations with ex-footballers, the interview doesn't go quite as smoothly as you wanted it to. But it didn't even feel like an interview, because it didn't feel like I was talking to Kevin Campbell, Everton legend, ex-Everton player. It felt like I was just talking to an Evertonian, as if I was talking to, any Evertonian in the pub or on the street or at the match. It just felt like it was two Evertonians having a conversation. And we all know Kev's past. Kev obviously, grew up playing for Arsenal and played for a number of clubs before joining Everton. He wasn't by any stretch a boyhood Evertonian, but something I've absolutely always adored about Kev, and I've always adored this about any Everton player, is players that come to this football club that aren't necessarily born Evertonians from the area, who have supported the club all their life, but yet still act in that way, yet still show themselves on and off the pitch to be absolutely committed to our football club and fall in love with our football club. And every single time Kevin Campbell, was asked about Everton Football Club or was breached the conversation, he always spoke with the utmost positivity, and he was an Evertonian. But not only that, he was an incredible person as well. He was an incredible human being, and like I said, I'll always remember, and I'll always hold that moment closely in my heart when we first had that conversation, because I remember joining the Zoom call and thinking, oh my God, what do I say here? What do I do? I've got former Everton striker, scored at Anfield to win Everton the Merseyside derby. What do I say? And within seconds, little things like calling me by my name, calling me Cameron, and laughing along with conversation, little things that just broke the ice and made me feel really, really comfortable. And then from that point on, we kept in touch in the messages. We'd constantly be sort of liking each other's stuff and that. And yeah, I'll always thank him for being so warm and so welcoming and so open to me. And obviously we all thank him for what he did in '99, coming into our football club and saving us. And you sort of don't want to believe it when you read news like today. You don't want to think it's true. You don't want to, you sort of look at it and think, oh, please just be some nonsense rumour on the internet that isn't actually true. And there's been a lot of rumours over the last few weeks about Kev and nothing really being confirmed. And to wake up and read that this morning was truly, truly heartbreaking. 54 years old as well is absolutely no age whatsoever. Absolutely no age whatsoever. And, I think Kev will fondly be remembered as, an absolute Everton icon and an absolute Everton legend. And there's not many players that have played for our football club that have the unanimous support of the entire fan base. There's not many players that have played for our football club where you would not find a single Evertonian who'd have a bad word to say about them, or who'd have a negative word to say about the way they performed or the way they acted. Kev is one of them. I don't think you'll find a single Evertonian on this planet who would say a bad word about him. I don't think you'd find a single person on this planet. Forget Evertonians, it's not about Everton. Every club he's ever played for, every club he's ever played against, I'm sure would speak to you about how fantastic of a human being that he was, and how fantastic of a footballer he was as well, but especially how fantastic of a human he was, and how loving and caring and dedicated he was. And yeah, like I said, it was absolutely heartbroken. So I just wanted to come on. I know I've not done much content in a while. I know people will be wondering where I've gone, and that's a conversation for a different day. But Kev was really, really special to me, and for a player I never really got to watch because, like I said, I was too young. I don't really remember it. The impact that he's had on me and the feeling and the love I have towards Kev, I don't really have that towards any other player that I didn't sort of grow up watching. I appreciate the players of the past and the Everton legends, but I don't have that same feeling as I have towards Kev because of how good he was to me and how good he was about Everton. Every time he was asked difficult questions about Everton, even in the last few years when it's been tough, he was always so well spoken, and he always spoke what the fans were thinking when other people didn't want to say it, when the media were trying to avoid certain conversations and certain points. He spoke on behalf of the fans. He spoke as one of us, and that meant an awful lot to us as well. So yeah, I just want to, obviously, thoughts and prayers go out to Tyrese, obviously Kev's son, and all of Kev's family and friends and everybody, that Kev was involved with his other football clubs as well. But it is a truly, truly sad, devastating day. Kev is a proper Everton number 9. When you think about Everton number 9, you think about Kevin Campbell. When you think about what an Everton player should be about, it should be about somebody that comes in, gives absolutely everything, falls in love with this football club, treats us with respect. We treat them with respect, and that's exactly what Kevin Campbell was. And I'll always remember speaking to Kev just before the Merseyside derby win at Anfield in 2021, COVID, and I think I spoke to him a couple of days before the game. And I remember asking him about, his goal against Liverpool in '99 and how that felt, and to score the winner and to be the last Everton player to score a winner at Anfield. And I remember him saying to me, Cam, I hope by this time next week we're not speaking about me as the last player to ever score a winner for Everton at Anfield. I hope we're talking about Dominic Calvert-Lewin or Richarlison or somebody else. It was a record that, you know, although it was breached to him so many times by Evertonians, he didn't want it because he just wanted us to see us win at Anfield again. And yeah, really tough, really tough. Just an incredible human being, an incredible footballer, but transcends football. You know, what he did for Everton was amazing, and we'll always remember him for it, but it's not important on a day like today. It's important to remember how incredible of a human being that he was. So, yeah, I just want to say thank you, Kev, for everything. For everything you did for me, for everything you've done for our football club, for everything you've done for the fans. And we'll miss you. We truly will. So I just wanted to come on and say, rest in peace, Kev. Thoughts obviously go out to all his friends and family as well. Thank you very much.